Hey, today we're taking a look at Bruce Gentry, the Dailies and Sundays, 1945 to 1946. This is the start here. And this is kind of one of those high adventure aviation strips, very much in the mold of Steve Canyon, but Milton Caniff, or Johnny Hazard by Frank Robbins. And Ray Bailey was actually an assistant for Caniff for a bit. So here he kind of starts his own series, and this is actually starts before he starts Steve Canyon. So kind of, I think while Caniff is still wrapping up Terry and the Pirates before he transitions, we've got this strip. And this is kind of an interesting publication. It's really well done. It's put out by the Comic Strip Appreciation Group. It's Stephen Wood's outfit. And he's doing great work republishing a ton of different comics. And it's a print on demand through Lulu where you can order stuff there. And almost exclusively everything he's reprinted has just been black and white. And this is one of the few ones where he had access to a pretty good set of the color Sundays, and so he's reprinted that. So he does a good job here with some introduction material. I really like that, appreciate that you do have some introduction material, some background. A lot of reprints don't do that. They go straight into the comics. And it's nice to have background info, especially, here we are 80 some years later. And when it's somebody like Ray Bailey, somebody who's less well known, it's nice to have here. So what's interesting is this series has initially a different Sunday and daily continuity, and then it transitions where they are together. So initial part of the book here is just reprinting all the Sundays in the separate continuity. And I find this is actually kind of the weakest part of the book. I just find that Ray Bailey's kind of not building up that great of stories. And so there's several different storylines in what is not that many pages here. So the initial just Sundays before it while it's just its separate Sunday continuity, it's about 40 pages. So really not that much time, and yet there's several distinct storylines. So I find it's rushed, a little hurried, and that is the weakest part of the book, is the separate Sunday continuities. And then the separate daily continuities, they're fine, it's solid, interesting. It does take a little while to build up, and I think where the book shines is once they're into the combined daily and Sunday strips, and I think that's when they're hitting on all steams. This is probably the most interesting, best storyline here. There's this guy called the Dillinger of 45 who's come down to South America, and Bruce Gentry has to interact with him, stop him. And there's a character, and her name is Bandy Muffet, and she's a news reporter, very similar, I think, to the Johnny Hazard, Brandy Jackson character. And so I found there's just a lot of similarities, both in the profession and in the name. I don't know if that was intended or not. Of course, Frank Robbins is Johnny Hazard did start prior, and so the Brandy character in Johnny Hazard did originate first as the journalist and kind of like love interest for Johnny Hazard. Here there's the journalist love interest Bandy, just very, very similar. Of course, one's a blonde, one's a brunette, so that it's not complete identical, but it's well paced, interesting, and as you can see, it transitions between the dailies and Sundays, telling the same story. And normally I don't really like that. I do prefer the separate continuities. Just, sometimes it's disjointing to just go back between black and white and color. But it does work here. And again, I think that's actually the highlight of the book is once it's transitioned. I just think Ray Bailey's a little bit more comfortable. He's had some time here to really get the wind under his feet, and that is when the book is at its best. So if you like, the high adventure aviation strip, if you like Terry and the Pirates, if you like Johnny Hazard, if you like, Steve Canyon, get this. You'll 100% love it. I'm not sure if it's as strong as those. I mean, the art is. The art's fantastic. Again, I think initially some of the stories are a little bit weaker, but then it really stands out. I think you can tell the publisher had access to some different quality of the strips because some of the Sundays look absolutely amazing, right? It's like they got access to the press proofs and it's fantastic. Some it's a little bit weaker quality, but it's still good, still very good. It is a bit pricey here, so cover price is $75, but this is small run, print on demand, so it's not that there's profiteering going on. It's just that's the cost. So I highly recommend this. Anyone who's a fan of the high adventure comics, get this immediately. Anyway, till next time.